Hey guys, welcome to today's video. So there has been a lot of makeup launches lately and I thought we would do a first impressions. I have a lot of new makeup sitting in front of me and I have been eyeing these for a very long time and I kept telling myself, okay, no, don't open it up, don't test the products, we need to do a first impressions because I love watching these types of videos, especially when it comes to makeup. So I have no idea if the shades that I have are going to look good on my skin tone, my foundation here, like is it going to match? I have no idea. So let's just create some type of makeup look today. Let's wing it, hope for the best, and let's see how these products perform on my skin. So of course, all of the products that I'm sharing, including shades, will be linked below for you for your reference. Please don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up, and also please don't forget to subscribe and ring that notification bell so you don't miss out on any of my upcoming videos, as I do upload videos every single week. All right, so let's test out some new makeup. Now I do have a few makeup items here that have been in my collection for a little while, but I have them here to complete the makeup look because I don't have something new for each product that I generally use on an everyday basis. So I don't have a new brow product today. Of course, I'm gonna be using some of my favorites. And then of course, I do have a new mascara that I just started using a couple of weeks ago. It's not new to the market, but it is new to me, so I will show you that as well, but everything else is brand new. So the first product that I honestly cannot wait to try is the brand new Saie Glowy Super Skin Lightweight Luminous Foundation. This is 80% skincare, and also this is supposed to give you buildable medium coverage. It's hydrating, and of course it's going to give you that luminosity, that glow, that dewy juiciness to the skin that I personally love. So I bought shade number 5. Is this shade going to work? I have no idea. I really hope that it's going to work because I absolutely hate returning products. Like I really hate doing that. But you know, sometimes we have to if the color does not work. So this is what it looks like. I really do love the Saie packaging. You guys know that I love the Saie Glowy Super Gel, and generally I like to use that as that primer, something to mix in with my foundations to give that glow. But since this is supposed to be really luminous, I didn't want to use that in today's video. I just wanted to see how this is going to look on its own. So this comes in 36 shades, and I said this is 80% skincare. It's actually 85% skincare, and there's also 15% weightless pigment. So let's give this a try. So I will tell you that the one that I have here is in shade 5. I did say that to you guys, but the undertone of this here is a warm undertone. So it's light with warm undertone. That's generally what I like when it comes to foundations and CC creams. I do have that yellow undertone naturally, but I was looking at the shade 8, which is light with warm undertone, and number 5 is the same, but it's a little bit darker, and I just thought, okay, I'm pretty fair right now. I haven't been self-tanning, so maybe that would be the shade that I would go with come the summer months, if I love this, of course. But shade 5, I'm just hoping this is going to be good. So let's try it. It does say to shake it really well before using, and I don't have the Saie makeup brush that they just came out with, so instead I'm going to use a damp beauty blender. All right, so I'm just going to put 1 or 2 pumps. Oh, okay, let's start with 1 because this is very runny. As you can see, it's running down my hand. So let's start with 1 and see how it goes. And honestly, I think a sponge will probably soak up some of this because it's a serum texture. But I really love the way that the sponge applies my foundations because it's a little bit more sheer. It doesn't look as cakey. So far, the shade is dead on. This is the perfect shade, and I am so happy about that. I had a feeling that this was going to be good, but you just never know when it comes to foundations. But this is giving that beautiful glow. Look at that. And I barely put any on my face. Like, I still have that much on my hand, and look at that glow. Of course, I already have my skincare and sunscreen on my face already before we started this video, but this is beautiful. Loving this so far. So this formula contains polyglutamic acid. It also has sugar-derived squalene and rice bran peptides. There's glycerin and ascorbyl palmitate, which is your vitamin C derivative. So again, 85% skincare. So I'm definitely going to need to apply more pumps. So probably 2 pumps is what I'm going to need, maybe more. But if you're using a brush, probably less, you know what I mean? Because this is just going to soak up some of that product. But this is definitely giving me medium coverage. I can see this being buildable. If you wanted to make this more of that full coverage, I can see that being an easy thing to do. But I really love the glow that it's giving my skin. It really doesn't even feel like I have anything on my face. It's very weightless because it's that serum texture. And I love foundations like this because I'm just not a fan of thick, cakey foundations. I want my skin to still shine through my makeup. I still want to see some of my freckles, and it just looks like your skin but better. And I'm all for products like that, especially when a product contains 85% skincare. Like when you're a skincare lover like I am, this is just what we look for in makeup products. I'm loving what I'm seeing so far. Like, this is really beautiful. So for concealer, actually, this product has been around for a little while, but I've been seeing this all over TikTok and I wanted to try this for myself. So this is the NYX Bear With Me Concealer Serum, and I thought, oh my gosh, this is going to pair up so well, I'm assuming, with the Saie Serum Foundation, as they are both serum based. And I thought, wow, this couldn't have came at a better time. So let's try this. I did pick it up in the shade Fair. I wasn't sure which one to go with. I was going to go with the one shade up from this, but I thought, you know what? Fair is gonna probably be good, and I always like to go a little bit lighter underneath my eyes anyways, so let's try this. So I just put a little bit on the back of my hand, and this has that nice thin texture. It's not as runny as the Saie, but you can see that this is a true serum formulation. So I'm just going to apply a little bit underneath my eyes with my finger, as this is my preferred method of application. Your finger just melts the product so nicely into the skin, and it helps to make everything blend a lot nicer, in my opinion. Of course, if you want to use a brush, go ahead and do that, but I love the warmth of that finger. And this formula is beautiful. This is so thin, so lightweight. This is not going to look cakey in the least, and I love how brightening that is. That's really, really nice. I could have gotten away with the shade up from this, but honestly, I really like this brighter look, and I love that texture. It really does have that serum texture. So this contains tremella mushroom, and this ingredient is actually going to help plump, smooth, and hydrate the skin around the eyes. So this also contains skincare ingredients, which I think is fabulous. And I really love the way that that looks. So let's move on to the other side here. I'm not even going to be using the full pump that I did, so less is more for sure with this concealer. And this gives that nice natural finish to the skin. So it does have a little bit of that luminosity to it because of that serum formulation, so it just looks really hydrating. If you don't like that shiny look underneath the eyes, of course, you will have to powder up, which we will be doing in time here because I always set my under eyes, but I really love how that looks. Very brightening, it doesn't look cakey, and everything just looks so fresh. So this is not new, but this is the Lawless Shape Up Soft Filled Brow Pencil, and I really like this. It fills the brows really nicely, and it lasts for the entire day as well. I'm actually really impressed with this, and I did feature this in the last makeup video that I did not long ago, so if you haven't seen it, I will leave that video below for you. But I really like it because you don't have to push too hard to get that transfer of product. It actually has this nice creamy formulation where the transfer is really nice. There are some brow products that I have tried where you have to push so hard on your skin to get some type of color, some type of pigment. And I am not a fan of that because like your eyebrow hair can fall out while you're doing it. No bueno. So this one is really good. And I have it in the shade Blondie. So that is the perfect shade for my natural brow color. And I don't know, I just really like it. This actually reminds me of the Anastasia Beverly Hills, which is another favorite of mine, but this one actually has a better transfer of color. The Anastasia, sometimes I do have to push a little harder to get that color. Not with this one. This one is a lot easier and quicker to use. So let's add some warmth back to the skin with the Tower 28 Sculptino. So this is their new product. This is their Soft Matte Contour Plus Bronzer. So you can use this to define your cheekbones, use it as that contour to create that nice definition, or of course use this as that all over bronzer to warm up your complexion. So this comes in 4 shades. I have it in the shade Getty. And to be honest with you, I most likely could have gotten away with the lightest shade, but since summer is around the corner, I thought this would be perfect. And there's also skincare ingredients in here as well. So there's a theme going on here and I'm loving it. Do you still need a good skincare routine for every day? Yes, absolutely. But when your makeup contains skincare, it's an added bonus, and I'm loving how brands are doing this. So there is green tea extract, which is an antioxidant. There's mango sea butter, there's shea butter, and a lot of other goodness. So I'm really, really loving that. And I'm gonna be applying this today with the Saie brush. I will link this below for you. I like it because it's really dense, so it applies cream-based products really nicely as well as liquid-based products. And this is supposed to give that skin-like natural finish. All right, so let's just add a little bit here because I'm not sure how pigmented this is going to be. But so far, it's giving some nice color. But for my liking, I need a little bit more. So let me do that and add a little bit more in this area here. And I think this color is really nice. It's giving that nice warmth. It's not too cool tone. It is a little bit more warm tone, which I personally like. I like when my bronzers are a little bit more warm because my natural skin tone has that yellow undertone, so I just really like that. But if you are more cool tone, then I can still see this working, but it just depends on your preference. We all have different preferences, but this is blending really nicely, and you can shear this out. It's buildable, and it is giving a little bit of that dewiness as well. So it's skin-like, yes, but a little bit of that glow because, of course, it's that cream-based. So I'm just going to clean up this area just a little bit here. But yeah, I think that's really nice. I like that. So it instantly warmed up my skin and just gave a little bit more definition to the overall look. This is also fragrance free and it's clean at Sephora. And it's not muddy. I absolutely hate when bronzers are muddy. There's nothing worse than that. Okay, I put a little bit too much there, but bear with me. I am going to blend this. Usually when I apply bronzer, I do like to put a lot and then take away. It's easy to take away cream bronzers than, let's say, a cream or a liquid blush. I like to at least add more color with a bronzer and then take away if I need to. So I grab my beauty blender because there's still foundation on here. And then of course I just work this in the skin and just even everything out. And it just softens any harsh lines that I created. And it just blends it nicer into the skin. You know what I mean? Like it just looks more melted, it looks more natural. But I am loving that. That looks really nice. So whatever's left in the brush, I'm just gonna add a little bit to my nose. So I'm not necessarily going to contour, I'm just going to add a little bit as if the sun naturally sun-kissed my nose. And of course, this just ties everything in when you do apply it to your nose. Sometimes I do apply it to my jawline, but not always. It just depends on how I feel. But I can see this being a really nice shade and product if you just wanted to contour with this. It does have that nice formulation where it can easily be done and still look natural. Moving on to blush, Charlotte Tilbury came out with these, and I did show you guys this on my Instagram stories, and I couldn't wait. I did try one, but we're not going to be trying this one today. I have not tried these 3 shades yet. This one honestly was just calling my name, and I really wanted to try this. So this one is called Pink Pop, and as you can see, I used it. It is a cool tone pink, but there is a little bit of that peachiness to it as well. It's actually really beautiful. I loved it, and it did have good stain power. So I'm not going to be using this one today, of course, because this is a first impressions, and I have not tried these. So this dark one is in Dream Pop. This one is in Pillow Talk, and the other one is Peach Pop. So I'm not really feeling this one today. I don't feel like I want to use that. I'm not really feeling this color either. So let's go with Peach Pop because I'm a big fan of corally peachy shades, and I'm really eager to try this one. So as you can see, I have not tried this. I don't mind the packaging. I don't mind it, but I do feel like you have to be careful because a lot of product comes out and it can be wasteful. So what you do is you just spin the top and just lightly squeeze, which of course you can start to see that product, and then turn that back to lock it in place so no more product comes out. And I'm just going to do 2 little dots because the Pink Pop was quite pigmented. So let's just do 2 little, well, let's do 3 little dots. How about that? And I'm just going to grab a brush and just lightly work that in the skin. So I do feel like this is a little sheer. So I do have quite the heavy hand when it comes to blush. I just really love blush and bronzer, but when it comes to blush, I do like to put on a fair amount of color. So let's add more and see what we get. And this is beautiful. It looks very natural. It looks like my own flushing of the skin, and I'm all for that. I think that's really nice. So it's still giving my skin that skin-like look. I wouldn't say that it's super matte, and I didn't find that this was super matte either, but it did give that nice natural finish, which I think is nice. So if you don't love that luminosity, that pearlescent, then I think you're going to love this formulation. So let's add some on the other side. And this is really beautiful. I think that this shade is going to look good on so many skin tones, and it just gives that nice peachy pop to your cheekbones. I think that looks really summery, really springy as well, since we are in the season. Spring is finally in the air. So I'm going to add a little bit to my nose, as I usually always do with blush. And honestly, I do a little bit of blush on my forehead. I always have. I really like that look. It just ties everything in. And it just looks like the sun naturally gave you a little color on the forehead. But of course, you're mimicking it with makeup. And I just think that's the whole fun with makeup. You can create so many different looks and mimic different things. And I just love playing around with makeup and see what I come up with, you know? Skincare is fun, but makeup is really fun. So I'm just gonna grab that Beauty Blender again and just lightly go over everything just to blend and get rid of any harsh lines. But overall, I think that's beautiful. NARS actually came out with some new setting powders, and this is actually the Soft Matte Advanced Perfecting Powder. So I have 2 shades here. So this one is in the shade Cliff, and this one is in the shade Cove. So Cliff is actually a translucent shade, and this one has more of that yellow tone to it. Now, generally when I use setting powders, I do like to use setting powders that are translucent or that has that rosy pink undertone because it can be very brightening. But I generally don't use powders that have that yellow undertone. And when you have a tone like this can also be very brightening. So I'm gonna try this one just because I'm really curious to see how this looks underneath the eyes. And this is new too. I have not tried this. As you can see, it is really clean, and I've heard so much about this on TikTok, and I'm late to the game. This has been out for a while. This isn't necessarily new, but it's new to me. So I'm just gonna grab a little bit. Oh my goodness. That is beautiful. That just airbrushed everything so nicely. You can see that this is more on that matte. It looks more skin-like. It's not super matte, by the way. It has that nice skin-like finish, and then this side is still shiny. So I think that looks really nice. It added a little bit of brightness, and it just toned down some of that sheen that we had going on underneath the eyes. Now, if that's your thing and you like that, then don't even powder up. And I'm gonna zoom you in and show you what this under eye looks like. That NYX concealer barely creased underneath my eyes. And usually concealers do crease underneath my eyes, and I have to set it with powder just for that longevity and have it look quite flawless. I really don't even need to put powder, but I am, just because I'm used to doing that and I wanted to test this. But if you're not a powder girl and you don't generally like to powder underneath your eyes, I'm telling you, that concealer is really nice. So let me zoom you in. So if I look up a little bit, you can see that it's creased a little bit underneath here, and my eyelid, it's a little bit creasing on the eyelid as well, but generally I put powder there. I'm wearing shadows, that would go away. But it just looks really hydrated. It looks like my skin, and it doesn't look cakey. It doesn't look super creasy either. Like, it looks really good. And then this is the side where I powdered up. So that's the difference between either side, and I really love this side. It just looks really airbrushed and complete. Okay, I am really impressed with this. Honestly, NARS has some of the best setting powders ever. I do have a few options in my bathroom that I like to go back and forth with, but this tops it. This absolutely tops it. It just looks so airbrushed. The bag of my eye is gone. If you want to set this on other areas, you totally can. I'm not going to. I'm going to stop here, but I'm loving that. Now, I actually don't have a new highlight to show you today, but this is fairly new, and I did feature this in the last makeup tutorial that I did a little while ago. So this is the new Rare Beauty Mesmerize highlighter. So Mesmerize is the shade that I have it in, and because this is fairly new, I'm going to use it in this video because this is absolutely beautiful, and this is one of the best highlighters I have ever used. It gives that nice wetness to the complexion, like your face looks wet. Of course, this isn't cream. This is a powder, but it just gives that natural wet dewiness to the skin, and I think that looks beautiful. It doesn't look powdery on your skin whatsoever. So I'm just gonna grab a fluffy brush like this and just put a little bit on the brush here, and I'm just going to apply the littlest amount on top of my cheekbones. I have an eyelash there. So as you can see, it's giving this nice sheen. And I'm loving that. Honestly, this is so nice. And again, it's in Mesmerize. So I'm curious about the other shades, but I really love these rosy highlighters because I just feel like it suits my skin tone, and it's just the preference that I like when it comes to highlighters, but that is beautiful. Going to go down the bridge of my nose here. So moving on to the eyes. Now, Lawless came out with a new eyeshadow palette. This is called The One. And so this has a lot of lavender shades. This is their limited edition from their lavender collection. So generally I don't wear a lot of purple on my eyes, and I just don't wear a lot of color on my eyes in general. Generally, I am a neutral girl. I like something for every day, something that goes with everything, especially for what I'm wearing. But it's nice to have a color story in your collection where if you wanted to play and have some fun and add some color, then of course you can do so. So I feel like I want to use this. But Charlotte Tilbury came out with these hypnotizing pop shots, and I thought these were quite cool as well. So this is in the shade Pillow Talk Diamonds, which I would love to try. That looks really beautiful. I did share this on Instagram stories, but I did not try them. I promise you I did not. And look at this shade. Look at that purple. Like, generally I wouldn't wear this color. This is in the shade Pillow Talk Ultra Violet. Like, it's really beautiful, but not typically something that I would wear. And let me show you what this one looks like up close. This one has more of that chunky glitter, it looks like. So how about we do a little bit of everything? How about we do that? I don't even know what the heck I'm doing, but let's just play and have some fun. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to start with the lightest shade. So this shade right here, I'm going to put that one all over the lid, and let's see what this gives. Now, right away, there's a lot of fallout, which is typical with eyeshadows, but generally, I don't love that because then it goes all on your cheeks and underneath the eyes. But if you tap the shadow into the eye rather than sweeping, then sometimes you can eliminate a lot of that falling onto your cheeks. So this is a nice pinky neutral shade, which I think is really pretty. So great for every day. All right, so let's do that for the base color. Now, let's go in with the Pillow Talk Diamonds. I'm going to put that all over the lid as well. And I do want to be careful with this because I don't know how glittery this is and how much fallout there is, but let's just see. Okay, like there's nothing there. Let's grab some more. Okay, there we go. So there is chunks of glitter. So if that's not your thing, you are not going to like this. But surprisingly, there isn't any fallout. There is nothing underneath my eyes right now. So that is a good thing. So you just have to push really hard in the pan to get the color. Actually really like that. I think that's really nice. But of course, we're not stopping there. We're going to continue on. Now, I kind of want to see what this color looks like. So let's add a little bit of that using the same brush. And this one looks like there's more pigment. So let's just see. And I am going to put that in the inner corner. Just a little bit. So this one has more pigment. Very pretty. I'm not going to overdo it. I'm just going to put a little amount in the inner corner just to give it that pop. So those are nice. The only thing that I will say is that you have to push down pretty hard to get the product to transfer on your brush. And other than that, actually, it gives good color and there isn't much fallout either. So that's a bonus. So now I'm going to grab this brown shade and I'm going to put that in the crease. So this one is very pigmented, as you can see here. So a little bit does go a long way, but once you blend it really well, then of course everything just looks more even and just more complete. So I'm actually going to grab this color here. This color is Calling My Name, and I'm just going to put a little bit in the center of the eye, just to see what it looks like, because again, I think this color is really pretty. So I'm just gonna tap that in the center here. So now I'm going to grab this shimmery shade, the lightest one, and I'm just going to put a little bit in the inner corner of the eye, just to brighten it up. And I'm actually going to go back in with that brown shade and just use a different brush that's a little denser. Just pack it in the outer corner of the eye, just to deepen it up a little bit. All right, and I like how everything just meshes together. I think that looks really fun, something different for the spring season. And of course, now we're going to put mascara to complete the look. So the mascara that I'm going to be using today is by Lancome, and this is the Lash Idole. They sent this to me a few weeks ago, and I did share this on Instagram stories, and I'm telling you right now, I am obsessed. I couldn't wait for a first impressions. I am a mascara snob. I'm very picky, and I just wanted to try this. The first time that I tried this, I was instantly in love. I actually might like this a little bit more than the Ilia Limitless Lash Mascara, and I can't believe I'm saying that because that seriously is my holy grail. This gives great length and volume, a little bit more so than Ilia, no raccoon eyes, it doesn't crumble, easy to remove at the end of the day, and it's phenomenal. So I'm going to be using this today, and I have been every day since I received this. Obsessed is an understatement. So I really like the brush. I like how it's on a slant, so it makes it a lot easier to apply this to the top and lower lashes. And when I apply this, I really don't need to work at my lashes for too long. The transfer is really nice, and it just gives that beautiful length and separation. And I find that I apply less mascara with this one compared to the Ilia. I don't know what it is, I can't explain it. I just achieve that perfect look quicker with this one rather than the Ilia. And voila. Look at that length, look at that volume. It's incredible. It makes such a big difference, and this is honestly one of the best performing mascaras I have ever used. I'm really loving it. So if you're looking for a new mascara, you want to buy one during the Sephora Spring Savings event, which is coming up very soon, you want to buy one right now, get this. So the other day I purchased the brand new Summer Fridays Lip Butter Balm in the new shade Pink Sugar. This just came a couple of days ago, and I've been itching to try this, but like I said, I held off, I haven't tried it, and I'm really excited to see what this shade is all about. So they recently came out with 2 new shades. The other shade is darker, but I wanted something that was in this tone because this is just me. Like, I gravitate towards these shades all the time. And last year they came out with the coral one, which I loved, and I did talk about that last year. I still love it. It's perfect for summer, but this will be great for all year round, but especially for spring and summer. So I did recently pick up a new lip liner to add to my makeup collection. This isn't necessarily new, but it's new to me. And this is the NYX Retractable Lip Liner in the shade Nude. And this is honestly the perfect nude color. It matches my lips perfectly. So I'm just going to lightly outline my lips, and that's it. I'm not going to fill them in because I want to see what the true color of this is, but I just want to add a little bit of definition around the lips, and I'm going to use this one. All right, so just a light little application along the lip line, and that just makes the world of a difference when you just add a little bit of liner. It just creates more of that fullness, which I need and I love. So that is applied. Now let's try the new shade. So as you can see, I have not tried this yet. So let's see what this is all about. Okay, so it's very sheer. Very sheer. Okay, that looks pretty. Very sheer, but a slight pop of color. It still has the same scent as the other ones, and I mean, I like it. I think this is beautiful. It goes with that everyday look that we're trying to go for, and it's just that nice, natural, nude, everyday lip that mimics your lip, but a little bit better, if you know what I mean. So I love that glossy look to the lips anyways, and of course there's a lot of skincare benefits in this as well that will help keep the lips plump and hydrated, and it just feels amazing. It's not sticky. There is a little bit of a thickness to it, but nothing too crazy. And again, it just feels identical to the original. So if you're into the vanilla one, it feels the exact same, but of course with a little bit of color to it. So I am loving this look. I think that this lip, the eye makeup and everything just ties in so nicely. But recently, Tower 28 came out with a new product as well, and this is their new tinted lip balms, the Juicy Bombs. I purchased this a little while ago when they first launched, and I only picked up one shade, and it's the shade Shake. And I did wear it in one of my videos already, so this is not a first impressions, but I really want to show you what this looks like on my lips because I feel like this will look nice with this eye look and everything that I have going on right now as well. But I really do like this Summer Fridays look. It's the perfect little pop of pink for every day. So let's wipe off the Summer Fridays and let's put this on. So let me put this down so that I can do this properly. I'm just going to put a little bit of foundation over my lips just to get rid of that previous color. And let's go in with the shade Shake. So this is the latest shade, by the way, which is why I really wanted to try it. And this is beautiful as well, you guys. I really like it. It's super lightweight. It almost feels like a lip oil, but without that heaviness. It's literally like you have nothing on your lips. And that's what the color looks like. So you can see why I thought this color would look good with this eye look as well. And I just think this is beautiful. This is something that you do need to reapply every so often because as you eat and drink, the longevity isn't quite there, but it's a nice splash of color. It's also very hydrating and lightweight. It's not sticky and it does not dry out your lips whatsoever. So I really like the formula, and you just spin the bottom to bring up the product. So it's like a crayon basically, and I love it. But generally I do like to pair this up with a lip liner. So again, I would probably use the NYX one. I have been using the Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk lip liner, but you could use whatever pink or nude liner you want with this. But I just really wanted to show you this color because again, it's fairly new and it's beautiful. So I hope you had as much fun as I did testing and having a look at all of the new makeup launches that recently released. And if you want to see a video like this again, please let me know in the comments below, and also by giving this video a big thumbs up because this is actually the first time I have ever done this and I had a lot of fun, and it's nice to wing it and just create a look where you have no idea what you're doing. I think it's fun to do that once in a while. So if you had fun and you enjoyed this, please let me know. And all of the products, including the shades that I use, will be linked below for you as always. Thank you so much for watching. You guys know that I appreciate it so much. I really hope that you made it to the end. I know this is going to be a lengthy video, but I just wanted to do something different, talk while I'm putting on the products, telling you how everything looks and feels, and just being a little bit more thorough, if you know what I mean. So let me know if you've tried any of these before. What are your thoughts? Are you going to be testing some of these out? Please let me know, and let's get a conversation going in that comment section. Thank you again. I will see you all in the next video. Take care, and I will see you all then. Bye, guys.